Акуна Матата! Всем, кто смотрит данное видео вместе со мной, с вами Пумба, игрок Комментировал, Пумба и Нал. Решил поздороваться немного, нифига кот. По-другому, так, знаете, бойко, задорно. Получилось то же самое, поэтому давайте двигаться дальше. Играем мы в Dragon Age первый. Заметьте, первый. Ведьмак уже третий, а Dragon Age первый. Если спросите, откуда я знаю про Ведьмака, ну, блин, потому что я записываю это после Ведьмака, прикиньте, да? И отстал на кучу серий, надо догоняться. Будем догоняться. Погнали. А как выйти-то? А, тут выход. А ты что тут стоишь-то? Я тебя ограблю сейчас за это. Нечего красть.
Welcome back, Warden.
В смысле?
As you can see, we've been busy. Cleaned the place up a bit. Even my brother Mikhail came out of hiding. Never will you find a finer smith. Also, got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else.
В смысле, Авернус?
I've not a peep from him. Seems to like keeping to himself.
Ладно.
I keep telling the children to stay away from the tower.
Ладно. Ну-ка,
I thought about it, but I figured that it's not a bad thing to believe that you come from a line of lions, even if the truth is a touch more complicated. Our family's belief that we were wronged. It gave us strength to make something of ourselves.
Так, ладно. Ну-ка, что ты думаешь?
Ireland sounded like a right nasty piece of work. Sophia was branded a traitor. She consorted with blood mages.
Заколебал сзади стоять, меня это напрягает.
I think she was a hero.
Ну-ка, давай-ка.
We've a big family. When you were away, we all pitched in. Hard to believe there were undead, demons and worse around here, right?
Показывай свой товар, давай. Ты че там, кот? В смысле?
What can I do for you, Warden?
Я говорю, взглянул на твои товары.
Certainly.
Ты запряг меня, слышь? Я, блин, на товары хочу посмотреть. Он не дает. А Кузя ушел, слава богу. На товары не дает глянуть. Так не делается, знаешь ли. Да, говорит, прибрались они. Ну да, охереть, как прибрались просто. Где выход-то? А, во. Все, я нашел. Тут сложно, блин, выход-то найти. Да, в курсе. Надо было его убить. И терзать-то теперь буду. А тут никого нет, что ли? Только ты один? Прикиньте, реально один. Он говорит, семья большая приехала. Где? Где твоя семья-то, алё? Статуя. Семьи-то нет. Ну, это обманщик, а. Пошел я отсюда. Обманываешь ты меня. На выход. Так, короче, какие у меня задания? В Денерим мне надо. Ну, пошлите в Денерим. Чего я могу сказать? Да идти мы обходим просто, я не знаю. Пик солдата, кстати, недалеко от Денерима. Вот это поворот. Торговый квартал Денерима. Куда туда? Не выговорил я. Так, чего мне надо-то? Денерим. Друзья, рыжий... Чё? Кварталь Денерима. Бляха, тут, короче, задание-то. Мор. Эрл Редклифф. Так, чё надо-то совершенно? Нет, не то. Природа зверя. Да не то, слышь, погоди! Чё надо-то? А, урна священного праха, во! Отыщи Денерима брата Дженитиви. Вот, все, понятно. Брат Дженитиви где тут должен быть? Да тут так-то дохера у меня заданий, не? Чё, типа, вас грабить нельзя? Вы, типа, безграбельные? Безграбельные.
I imagine you have already composed a suitable ballad to commemorate the events at Redcliffe, Leliana.
Why would I do such a thing?
Давайте, да,
You
послушаем.
have taken up your instruments once again, have you not? So to speak. A bard takes events of great import and puts them to tale.
What happened at Redcliffe was horrible. So many people died, and they were violated by unimaginable evil forces.
That was not so difficult, was it? You may wish to add music, however.
You make it sound as if you enjoyed what happened there. I can barely stomach to think of it.
But we were successful in the end. Victory without cost has little worth.
I just think of what that poor little boy went through. No, I don't want to glorify what happened there.
Then who will learn from these events? I would think on it some more, were I you.
Ой, да, вы чего такие постоянно спорите? Сара, ты кто такая? Ты кто-то, Сара. Коражу далась.
Good day.
А чё, не с тобой нельзя поговорить? Ну ладно, давай тогда. Тут такие все... Блин, город-то город, реально город, прикиньте. Да блин, а что делать-то? Алло, ну какого хрена? Тут вообще я пришел, ничего делать нельзя в городе. Не город, а... Чё? Проныло колду... Чё ты кто такой? Здрасте.
As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one
As you
God,
wish.
and He is our Maker. They are sinners who have given their love to false gods.
What? No mention of dessert? Surely this is a miracle.
О, поговори с ним.
Who repents, who has faith unshaken by the darkness of the world, and roasts not, nor gloats over the misfortunes of the weak, but takes delight in the Maker's law and creations.
Boasts. It's boasts, sister, not roasts.
She shall know the peace of the Maker's benediction. The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Peace, sister, peace. She shall know the peace of making action.
The veil holds no uncertainty for her, and she will know no fear of death, for the Maker shall be her beacon and her shield,
Моряком в ее дальнем плавании.
and her...
There's no veal in the chant. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
I'm sorry, dear. It's nearly mealtime, but I have a few minutes I can spare. What can I do for you?
Ну-ка, давай-ка расскажи мне песни.
Tell you about the chart? What? As if it's a cake you might buy? Well, it's done enough, but a little too much nutmeg for my taste.
Sister, instructing the ignorant is a sacred duty of the chantry.
Понятно?
Fine, then. What do you want to know?
Все?
Oh, there are some very stirring canticles about doom and wrath.
Darkspawn were created by mankind's second sin, pride.
А и?
Arrogance became a great caged beast in the lands of Tevinter, an emptiness that consumed all and could never be filled. To satisfy its hunger, the mage lords assaulted the golden city, heart of all creation, to take the Maker's power for themselves.
И давай, да.
Why does no one ever sing the good stanzas during chantry services anymore? They speak them. It's called the chant of light, not the speech of light.
Sister, would you kindly stop messing up the chant?
See how you like being interrupted.
Well, you get the general idea, I'm sure.
Да. Давай, ну-ка.
Yes and no, dear.
В смысле?
The official version of the chant does not speak of the elves. Some of the dissonant verses, however, do mention the disciple Shartan.
Ну-ка.
Of course. The official chant of light is written in Tevinter, but it is translated into the languages of the believers.
И?
Some ideas are lost in the process of translation, and words take on unintended meanings. There's a dreadful pun in the Orlesian version in the Canticle of Threnodies, and languages are always changing. The chant must adapt if it is to be understood by the people hearing it.
О! А кто такой был Шартан? Шартан, тебя побери.
He was an elven disciple of the prophet. A former slave like Andraste herself, he rallied his people against the Imperium. He was given to the flames alongside Our Lady.
Да, ну-ка, давай-ка, давай-ка.
Divine Renata had the verses removed during the exalted march on the Dales.
А.
The chant has changed over time. Some of the verses that were sung in the past were taken out. The canticles of Shartan was stricken from the chant in the Glory Age. They are no longer sung, though scholars still sometimes read them.
Ладно, забудь всё.
It is almost mealtime, isn't it?
Blessings of the Maker and of Andraste, his bride, upon you.
Да. Я, слышь, не закончил.
No time for chat, dear. It's mealtime.
Sister, that's hardly polite.
It's true, though, isn't it? Doesn't the chant say, you may not lie, for there is only one truth?
Ну-ка, давай-ка.
Praying for the good people of Denерim who've lost loved ones at Ostagar. It's usual to recite a stanza from Transfigurations when you pray for the departed.
It's usual to recite the stanza correctly.
But that's what I said.
Andraste delivers. If her grace were to hear this...
I wouldn't mess up the words if you wouldn't keep interrupting me. Grand Cleric Elomena understands the importance of concentration, you know.
Прекрасно.
Her grace, may the Maker bless her heart, lost her hearing 20 years ago. If she doesn't catch your blasphemous mistakes, it's because she didn't hear them.
Я их обожаю. Все, ладно. Все.
It is almost mealtime, isn't it?
Да, все, давайте.
Blessings of the Maker and of
Да, все, пока, давайте. Прекрасно, я только, блин, послушал эту болтовню, и ради этого я и пришел, что серьезно. Я-то думал, ничего. Курицы. Ютить, тут курицы есть. Прикинь. Реально курицы. Коко. О, я что-то грабил. Сестра Джустина, типа тут есть, да? Есть, тут пройти можно? Можно. Отойдите. Я понимаю, ее можно ограбить тоже, да? Конечно. Нормально. Вор, бляха, с успехом. Далеко пойду. Так, я еще этих двух ограблю, их тоже ведь можно. Конечно! Эти храмовники, смотрите, я вас сейчас средь бела дня ограблю. Опа, она. 16 золотых. Серебряных. Пипец, просто я не знаю, такие... Что-то... это пылесос. О, все, я могу с вами поговорить. С вами двумя сразу.
Bride of the Maker, be welcome in this house. While the cathedral is closed, if you need to make wedding or funeral arrangements, you'll have to talk to Sister Olma.
Did someone die? I remember a funeral.
King Kalen died, remember? Along with most of the army at Ostagar? Maker guide them all.
Ну-ка.
That which you fear, living in the shadow of death alone, I have seen it is only a cloud passing before the sun.
The death toll at Ostagar was staggering. We've had a funeral every day for a lost son or daughter of Denерим, and we've many more yet to hold.
А чё с ними не так, да?
Are they singing the chant now? It's a funeral, isn't it?
He should have retired to Valroyo years ago, but he wanted to stay and serve the remainder of his days in his homeland. It's the lyrium that does this.
Ну-ка.
He wouldn't be a Templar anymore.
Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked and do not falter.
He doesn't forget who he is, even if he can't remember anything else.
Прекрасно.
May the light of the Maker guide your steps.
Охрененно просто. Давай, сестра Джустина.
Strange that matters can be so tumultuous and yet the day still be so bright. Oh, my pardon. Just thinking aloud. Are you here for the Chanter's Board?
Ну, типа. Давай.
I am Sister Justine, curator of the reliquary of this chantry. And pride again. It is hard to live up to the example of Andraste.
Ну-ка, давай-ка, да.
I have always been fascinated with history. What better place to indulge that than the birthplace of the Maker's prophet? To be the curator of this chantry and to be so young. I fight a battle with pride, and hopefully the Maker can forgive my occasional defeat.
Ну-ка, давай-ка, да. Чем ты
The
занимаешься?
archivist tends the books, and I tend the sacred relics. I also search for more to add to our collection, which is more difficult than it sounds.
Так. Ну-ка, давай-ка, да.
My thought exactly, but I'm perpetually amazed at how quickly people accept fantastic claims at face value. A hawker on the street will claim to have an actual finger bone of Andraste. In this city alone, you could make the skeleton of 10 prophets from fingers alone. Curators often accept them as genuine. I worry about the authenticity of even our most holy artifacts. I've often thought of that. When I was a curator of a much smaller chantry in Orlais, I thought that false relics slipped through because of laziness. But the life of the cloth is never an easy one, and that explanation always seemed hollow to me. Now I believe it's the seduction of the divine. We all want a personal connection to the Maker. We want to believe that what we hold in our hands is the actual sandal that slipped from Andraste's foot before the fires consumed her. Faith is of the heart, not of the head. When the heart is ungoverned by reason, charlatans have powerful tools to deceive.
Прекрасно.
And often close to heretical. But I believe that the truth only increases the awe of the Maker and his prophet, not demean it. Even false symbols have the power to inspire, but it seems every year we fall more out of touch with the real Andraste.
Ага. О!
Certainly, my research indicates that all of the ashes were gathered into a pot or urn, but it's been lost for centuries. That doesn't stop hawkers from selling pinches of the ashes of Andraste to gullible pilgrims. The real ashes may still be hidden somewhere, though it's possible the urn broke.
Давай-ка.
Well, there's one that might be real. I couldn't prove it wasn't. Perhaps you can understand my skepticism. So many claims, so few truths.
Ага. Давай-ка.
You've shown admirable patience listening to my diatribe before. I will not bore you again. Suffice it to say, I look for and authenticate holy relics for the chantry.
Ладно, все, давай, пора.
Of course, enjoy your visit to the chantry.
Да в церкви, в какой церкви? Мне не зайти сюда. В церкви, говорит, привести время. Правосудие в закоулках. Принять. Чё за... Кого-то найти, ладно, просто найти, ладно. Ладно, что-то кого-то еще найти. Че? Какие-то новые задания непонятные я взял. Ладно, допустим. Тихо. Че ты делаешь? Зачем ты перед его жопой влиял?
Puppy!
Ты чё, дурак? В смысле? А что это было? Ну, как обжив, мне с тобой поговорить надо. Что нашел ты, тётка? Классная, типа. А? Ладно, ничего не нашел. Ах ты ж, блин. Не собака, а пес. Не, ну давай. Ай, там еще задание, что ли? Ладно, давайте сюда. Погодите, перед тем, как что-то делать. Погодите, давайте-ка мы сохранимся. Чё тебе надо?
Hello there, Warden. I'm a friend.
Ладно.
I've heard you're putting up the good fight against Logain and Hal, right?
Ну да.
Good for you. Make us spit on all those arrogant noble bastards. I've also heard you have certain skills. Skills of the street, you might say. No judgments here, mate. I want to help you.
Давай-ка.
Your likeness has been shown to some of the guards. Managed to get a peek at it myself. The name is Slim Cauldry, and if you've heard of me, I've been doing a sad job of it, haven't I? I hear a great many things, and for those who view certain pesky laws as mere nuisances, there's some ripe fruit to be plucked out there. I can point the way. All I ask is for a little slice for myself. My share goes to a good cause. The poor. My family. I've got 15 cousins. 15! Can you imagine? My uncle must walk around with a permanent bulge. It's disturbing, that is.
Давай.
Well, one of my mates noticed your skills. Nice piece of work, that. Uncommon caliber, if you don't mind me saying. But I need to know what else you can do. Ever done bump and grabs? Do much blending in shadows? Different opportunities for different folk, you know. Oh, you're multi-talented, are you? Don't get much of that in these parts. Since the guard'll hang or skewer you if you get caught, it makes advancement dicey. Now that we have that settled, just ask away. One point. I don't like blood much. Call me old-fashioned, but the Maker says thou shalt not strangle, decapitate or whatnot unless the other fella really had it coming, eh? I realise sometimes you do what you have to, but restrained, right? So, what are you interested in?
Чего?
I've got a place for you. It should be easy money for you. It'll cost 1 sovereign, though.
Ну давай.
Lady Sophie is an intimate of Al Hal. Real intimate. She's visiting the country, because that's what rich folk do when the whole bloody kingdom's in danger. Sorry, they just get me so angry.
Так, и?
Her room in the Nord Noble Tavern is unattended. That means her valuables are just there for the taking. You've got the tavern staff to worry about, plus she has hired a guard. A very overworked, tired and bored guard, though. Just be careful and you should be fine. Good luck.
Ладно, погоди.
Warden, no luck yet, eh? Keep trying. I've got one. Should be easy pickings. 50 silver.
Так.
A lady's maid is in the marketplace. She's wearing bright green. Should be easy to spot. She's got a purse with some of her mistress's ill-gotten gems.
И?
Just relieve her of her purse, and then we both come out ahead. Good luck, Warden.
В зеленом наряде. Понятно. Ходит. Ладно, давайте сохранимся и, короче, будем выполнять и задания потихоньку, и уже там посмотрим, что там как. В общем, до новых встреч на канале. С вами был Пумба, игровой канал Тимура Пумба. Всем хорошего, удачи, до новых встреч, пока.